we have a giant tapeworm between our mouths.
Welcome to the show. Look who I have with me.
We're here. Hello. Hello, sir.
What's going on?
My name's RJ. What's your name? Yeah.
Usually you're over there.
Yeah. I guess this is all different. I got to remember to look down here at the camera, not at the TV, at the screen, So,
And don't be fooled. We didn't get here with ease.
no.
It's been quite a evening.
And you guys are probably at this moment going, why is there a giant white piece of string / ribbon in front of you? Well, we're breaking in the studio.
Oh, you can't open something without
a ribbon. Yes.
So do it, RJ. Blah, 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 blah. That's right, Jerome.
And hopefully going forward,
yes,
we shall don this here in the facility as the Icebox, because it's so cold at the moment until we come up with a better name.
Let's go.
We're official. We did it.
We've arrived.
Look at that. All right. Give us a second.
All kidding aside.
No.
No. We talked about the work studio. Let's use that loosely. We have not arrived. We're not getting paid millions of dollars, and this is not a studio.
Not yet. Well, no, it is a studio. Yes. It's right.
But it was just more of a convenience thing. Being together, it's a little more engaging.
Yeah. Yeah.
To look over and feel your body language
right,
when I'm saying something stupid.
And I'm staring daggers into your eyes, and you're looking over here, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to give you like signals, right? Like,
right. So here we are. We got a little, not even have space for some accoutrement.
Yep.
Some swag, if you will. I got my laptop.
We're figuring it all out still. We just were so excited to get up and running for everybody. We actually ran a Whatnot show over the weekend using this space with the OBS system because we were testing it all out.
Yeah.
So we can now bring it to all of you. So anyone who is not viewing us, we have a nice little table set up. Matt's right next to me, across from me. We got
OBS thing going on.
some microphones. I think we're going to integrate it, maybe a couple more cameras to give us a little different views. But guys, if you've been with us for a little bit now, we love the support, and we just want to let you know we're trying to be a legitimate show here, right? We're trying to bring it to the next level for all of you, not only just for us. But it's just like hanging out with friends, right? Anytime you're with a friend, the conversation and the jokes, they just hit different. And Matt and I had that discussion, and we really felt like, when we're together, things just can be a lot better. So
yeah, for sure. And on RJ's point, if you have tips, if you see this set up and you're like, why aren't they doing this? By all means, tell us. Because we got in here and we thought, okay, this would be easy. Let's just
like for instance, right now, Matt and I have 2 different chairs, right? So like at some point we'll have the same chair probably. And I'm not going to lie, it took us about 2 hours to make sure that we weren't getting any like
weird feedback
in the mics. But hey, we are here. We did it.
We got it.
I wish I had like one of those poppers that and it was
we'll try to get some After Effects in the editing. We'll make it raining trading cards because that's what this is all about.
Yes.
But man, is there a lot going on? But it is good to be here though. And look, the wall's blank. More on that
wall.
In a little bit. We'll talk about the wall.
Your side of the wall is blank. I've got this.
I've
got this plant.
The plant that's not really a plant. It's a giant piece of plastic that it found its way. If you look back through the episodes,
it keeps moving.
Where it's at.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
we're doing the best we can, but here we are. So we're in the studio, so that's new.
See, now we're dual. Now I got my mug on the screen too. So
I need my water to keep my throat going because there's a lot of talking.
A lot of talking.
But we're also we're doing behind the breaks. We're talking to a lot of folks doing the breaking thing, and we break under the handle 2 packs a day over Whatnot, and we've kind of dove right back in pretty seriously over the last month?
Yeah, more serious than we were. Like we had done single shows. We originally, when we got in a couple years ago, we did breaking, and then we did single shows here and there, and the podcast did over, and then we got more back into breaking.
Hold on a second, because what I mean by serious is before it was kind of we were sorting it out between getting this thing up,
right? Yeah,
going
a lot of balls up in the air.
Yeah,
so
RJ talks about the octopus because we've got so many irons in the fire. So by serious meaning, okay, we've got the podcast dialed in on when the days we record. We got, for the most part, okay, now when can we do braking? So we're diving into it with a little more, I guess, I think, routine and schedule.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah, and we're getting there. We're getting to a point when we can maybe see our families again at some point. So to my wife, if you're
you're watching
listening,
here
if
I
you're
am.
watching, I love you. I thank you.
Send a search party because this is where we're at in this room.
Yes, yes.
We were in here for what? How many hours were we in here? That
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that for a second. But yeah, so our last break
20,
was,
15?
yeah, we did a break on Sunday where we broke a case of F1 qualifying lap.
Yep.
That took 6.5 hours, and then we did some Be Friends. That took about 5 hours. So and actually with shipping, because we shipped in between, I think we were in this room for like almost 14 hours, 13 hours before I finally left. It was fun. It was amazing.
Oh, man, you're great.
But it took me a full day to recover after that. So,
Right.
yeah.
And actually, let's talk about, before we dive into everything else,
Yeah, yeah.
RJ, you're talking about on the pod, or excuse me, on the breaking, but RJ's son is playing baseball, and RJ had to get behind the plate. How are your
Yeah.
legs feeling, RJ?
Yeah, so I helped coach the other day because
Move.
yeah. So and I was like, it came to a point where they're like, hey, we're gonna do like a little, infield scrimmage type thing, kids will get up and hit, and I was like, all right, it's cool. I'm like, you guys don't really have like a catcher, and there's a couple kids missing. I'm like, I'll just catch. Yeah, so I haven't done this in like 25 years. Got behind a plate and squatted down and caught a ball. Actually, even longer than that, 30 years. Yeah.
When
So I know, right?
you go, my
Yeah.
God, it's actually been.
So I'm like, oh, this would be easy. I know at one point, I swear to you, my knees were going to give out and I was going to pass out. And the only thing that kept me going was the fact I'm like, I can't do this in front of all the other baseball parents because then I'll be that guy that, fell over and
Remember
just
that
bit into
spot?
the dust. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that one guy.
All right.
So,
So you felt that pain,
yeah,
and you felt how bad it was.
yeah,
So why is Cal Raleigh not the MVP in the American League?
because he's hitting like almost 0.8% points less
Okay.
than Aaron Judge.
I just remember we talked
Yeah,
about it before,
yeah.
and that's one hell of a position to be out there playing every day.
Yeah.
You're not standing up,
Well,
walking around,
you
chewing
don't play it
seats.
every day. You do get more days off.
Okay.
Because especially on travel days, right? Travel days, they don't have them usually catch. You're usually starting catcher doesn't catch, and then
Gets
you
to
travel, so you get like 1 to 2 days off depending on your
fair
schedule.
enough, fair enough. But hey,
So
Seattle's in first place. Let's go.
yeah,
Get rid of those Astros. Although the Astros are still the third wild card team right now. But man, we're all over the place already.
yeah, yeah.
Already.
We're gonna rein it in because what I want to talk about for a good portion of this is
Yeah.
breaking strategy.
Yep.
Right? And so with us kind of getting back into the breaking side, as Matt was alluding to, um, we have done a couple different things during our last couple shows, and we really realize because we're still small breakers, right? We have a following of 2,000 people on whatnot, and not everyone always comes into those shows, right? That's just people that you accumulate over the span of time and years, and people want different product and all that kind of stuff. So we actually uh, we had a case of 2025 Topps Chrome, and we went in and we broke that, and we decided like, hey, with this case, we are going to just do a wheel spin, right? We're gonna do a wheel spin at $2 starts because we don't like to start at $1 in case something goes for $1. Then you make like 10 cents or 12 cents after fees and shipping and whatever that accumulates through whatnot. Because whatnot is roughly about 13% on the commission side. So we always start everything at $2, even if it's a single show that we're doing, because then at least we've baked in about 80 cents to $1 of profit, right? So we always you got to look at yourself on the profit margin side of like, if I am a business and I want to do this for a lot of times or sometime, what's going to work for me, right? So we even run our auction starting at $2, and we did that. Some spots went for $2, some went for a little bit more, and we actually did the wheel, 29 teams, and we did the Dodgers as the high bid.
It gets the Dodgers.
Yep. So at the end, even if it's the Rockies on the scale, you could still maybe get an even higher bidder. And we found that in every breaker rents, we did first day we did 3 boxes, single boxes, and then after that we did 4 boxes single, and then after that we went to 2 boxes until we ran through the case. But it just didn't end up being that valuable for our time. We actually ended up losing money on the product. Um, a few $100s, into it, and um, we saw a bump. Definitely, you did. As we talked to some people and some breakers, velocity, right? It's all about ripping and staying constant. So there's two formats, right? If you do the wheel and you do auction style like that, yes, you will have people in there and they will bid. And if you start low, you will get people in there and they might get a deal or they might not get a deal depending on how many people come in. But at the end, when you look at the numbers, even with the Dodgers' high bid, because at this point, Cal Raleigh could have been an MVP, right? And then that takes away the Yankees and the judge from his potential of being a high chase if the wheel gets down to it. And the wheel is still random, right? It's not like you can always have, the Yankees and the, Reds and,
Yeah, they don't
teams
always
that you
end up
want,
there.
kind of towards the end, there, right? They could be the first off the board. It's just the randomness of it. So after we got done with it, we assessed and we realized even with the Dodgers coming in and sometimes getting a high bid into 30, 40, or $50, it wasn't offsetting us enough on smaller bids that were coming in. Um, and we pulled some amazing cards out of that case.
Yeah,
I we pulled there was one break we went through where every insert card that we pulled out, every
every
numbered
single one,
variation was a Dodger, like
every
a
single
Kershaw Lava Blue. Uh, we pulled in that one. There was an auto redemption for a Kim. There was a World Series at night, and there
one.
was
Oh,
for
Hernandez, right?
yeah, for it, yeah,
His car.
yep. And then there was also the World Series Gold out of 50, and that was can't remember. There's another Dodger, but I'm just like, this is insane. It was to a point where the chat was just laughing. They're like,
Chat was dying for it.
what are you gonna do? Like, and the guy that had picked that one guy in the Dodgers was like, I've never had luck like this in my entire life, and that's gonna happen, right? It's just roll the dice. But
The room was awesome about it, though.
the room was
Nobody
super fun,
got
yeah,
angry. I mean,
yeah.
obviously you can't because
But what we did after that, actually, part of the strategy, I'm like, all right, we're gonna get rid of the juju in here, right? Of the Dodgers always winning. So we then did a giveaway for a Dodgers card and ended up throwing a Blake Snell checkerboard 25 finest out of like 49. It
49
was like a 40 or $50 card. I just
giveaway.
randomly picked it out as a giveaway, but we saw a huge uptick in people that came in, right? So this comes back to that whole side of giveaways and givey goblins and how do you run them. So we saw when you ran a better card as a giveaway, you did get more people in, which is just going to naturally then pull other more people in because they see why does it show at 30 or 40 or 50 viewers, right? I think we got up to about 42 viewers on that show during that peak when we ran that for
Yeah.
5 minutes. But
No.
just to reel it back in, so we did that full case. We lost a little bit of money on that case, but it was a learning experience of breaking it in segments. And then after that, we just decided to make the switch to go, hey, let's try, a pick your team style, right? So in this case, we did switch product. We actually went down. We were able to get some of the Gary V 2025 V Friends.
Super sticker,
Yep,
manga series. Yeah.
the manga super stickers, which were pretty cool. We never got to open those yet. Got a case of that at 12, and actually we ended up doing fairly well. We went through and we looked at other breaks and we priced it out accordingly. What other breakers had it going for, um, and we even got to a point where like we got to the last 3 to 5 auctions and we could run those as a sudden death start. But I have to say it took longer. So like the first break
Oh yeah.
we did on a Friday night. Friday actually around on our side, Arizona from 2. We were on the from 2 to almost like midnight. We are out after shipping and all that stuff like that. But we broke for 9.5 hours a day to fill 6 box case. And with Gary V the stickers, it is 55. Well, we broke it down at 55 characters. It could be 56, but we combined Steph Curry and the Kind Warrior. So what's unique about that product is Gary V has autographs in it, and also Steph Curry has autographs in it. And Steph Curry has crossovers with some of the characters that he's playing basketball against them. So those are kind of chase cards in that sense. And then they do have number parallels out of there, 299, 199, 5, 10, all that kind of stuff. One, and then some of those parallels will have a 101 auto with Steph Curry. So it's like an overall really great experience. That was a totally different crowd that we've been part of, and they were super supportive. And then we turned around and broke the second half of that on Sunday.
Yeah, after the F1.
Yeah, and so we actually also decided to. We've had a case of F1 qualifying lap, 2024 Chrome F1 qualifying lap sitting on our shelves for about 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
So we decided like, hey, let's just do a day of braking. Let's break that case first, and then we'll take a little rest to ship, and then we'll turn around and sell the Gary V. So that day in all, we're for almost 13 hours total between both breaks. The first break took yeah about 6.5 hours to fill two half cases, but we broke the entire case, 20 boxes of the F1 Chrome qualifying lap, just to verify. And then, like I said, we shipped for about 2 hours and then turned around and sold the Gary V
Right back into it.
stickers. And that only took about 5 hours this time because we had already started to build a community.
Yep.
And we're on during Sunday, so I feel like people had a little bit more time. So this comes back into like testing your days, right? We found that Friday night was a little bit dead, a little bit slow. Sunday seemed to be fairly steady, and like we went on 6 a.m. our time, and like I said, we ended up, turning off the stream finally around almost like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night.
It was a long day, but there's a lot to unpack there. Hold
Yeah.
on a second.
So that's a lot of information. A lot of
Yes,
information.
but that's right. Now we're going to unpack it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we did some new things in addition to that. But we're all about tips for breakers, and by no means are we the experts. However, we've talked to enough people to understand some things.
We're just gonna try different strategies and
Yeah,
we're gonna relay to you guys what is kind of working for us versus, like, hey, we saw a hiccup here, but it might be working for you.
Yeah, and that's kind of the first thing, you talked about. We looked at pricing, realized it didn't work, and then we pivoted. So, don't be afraid to do that. Everything we're hearing and obviously experiencing is you're going to take a loss when you dive in, when you first jump on, but you got to take a chance, see what works for you. Again, watch what other people are doing. Go into their streams, people that are doing it great that you enjoy watching, and kind of look at it from a perspective of how how can I do this? What are they doing that I need to learn how to do? Their engagement with, whether it's their engagement with the audience, the chat, whatever we call it,
Right.
or if it's the pricing, or if it's a wheel placement. Just kind of be observing it from that perspective, engaging, so people start to know your name is something. But one of the things that you didn't mention that we did know, which I think everybody should do, is we did OBS for the first time.
Yeah.
On Sunday, we tried it on Friday night, didn't work because you need certain types of computers to be able to make that system work.
Wait a second. Are you making fun of my computer?
I am.
My computer's from 2019.
He needs a new computer.
I can get it to run and it runs fine, but then it just starts to get really angry with me, right? It just
starts screaming.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to run it, but I'll have it like all the way over in the corner, and I'll just have my wireless mouse. I will be able to click things.
There you go.
Yeah.
But the OBS was great because I think it helps you engage with the audience. They can see who you are. The way we had it set up, again, we were here. This was the braking position. The camera was over. It was able to look down on everything. And either myself or RJ was on this side sorting. So you could see the whole process. In fact, we shipped from this side too. So again, it's just testing it out. It took quite a while to get the OBS up and running. It's kind of a theme with us in technology. It took us a minute.
I joke that I am tech support for a lot of people in my family and acquaintances and things like that,
as well as buying the brakes.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm sometimes just beating your head against the wall here, going, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I'm just trying to figure this out and plug things in the air and see what happens. So,
but I mean, it's just the trial and error. We did a lot of that over the last week. I mean, we had a device set up right here again, but it was in my face, so I'm breaking cars, looking sideways just to make sure that the folks that bought the cars could see them. But I'm cranking my neck for a billion cars out of that case. So when RJ jumped in and did the V friends, he had a better thing. So again,
so we called it an audible on that because we grossly underestimated the amount of cars that were in that qualifying lap break. So I had to call my wife and I'm like, I need you to stop and bring over some top loaders, people love some penny sleeves, and I need like these other 6 things so that the next break will run more smoothly. And she's like, I got you. So she came over and delivered that
during the live stream.
Yeah, that was
delivery of. But again, it's about the trial and error, and the community was great. So it always goes back to that. People were understanding, they're helpful. The V friends, especially
Oh
RJ, kind
yeah.
of just
Oh, huge
RJ
shout out.
RJ just kind of jumped into the V friend thing. That is completely outside of our comfort zone.
Yeah. Hey, but I have to give it to hats off to Gary Vee and his team that put they essentially have like a breaker list on their website that
Oh
four
man,
breakers. It's literally every card laid out of what it looks like, the front, the back,
yes,
and then it even gets into the inserts and like all that stuff. So like you don't feel it's not like some of the other products where there's a million and one inserts and you
yep,
just feel kind of like dumb as you break stuff because you're like, I've seen this, right? I kind of saw it, but like they didn't have an image of it. They just kind of like said what it was, but I don't
yeah.
know. He like lays it all out, and he is. Uh, I gotta, like I said, that
Because
was
it was interactive. You
yeah,
click on, we'll try to stitch it in here, but yeah, you click on the card, you can see that what the crossover, because there's a couple of variants of a certain character. You click on it, it flips it over on the website.
yep,
Fantastic checklist, and honestly, tops moment. Take note, because man, as you're studying checklists, which is again something, if you're going to break a product, you should understand what's in there. You should be able to call out the inserts of what they're actually called. You're not wrong, man.
yeah.
That was amazing. I got smart on that in like a day and a half.
Yeah, it
You
was
just
just
kept
reviewed
working
it. You're
at it.
like, it just made so much sense that
Yeah.
it was all laid out like perfectly.
But
So
but again, it was outside our comfort zone. We had the opportunity to get a case of it. We said, why not? Let's try it. Um, we were kind of laughing about it, to be honest with you. It's like, what do we know about this stuff?
yeah,
We are baseball, Formula One, then the other sports from there. We're not non-sports people, but we gave it a shot. Again, the community was incredible.
yeah.
I think it was Friday night.
Oh,
Uh,
I learned a couple more things on Friday night. That was for sure. So
we had people jump in that were just helping us
yeah.
through the break, and they turns out they have this meetup thing, and
Oh, so well, yeah, to rewind a little bit. So we even on the break, right? We didn't know what to expect, right? Because we come from baseball and more sports card side of like, oh, we can totally like put this up as a full case break, but two halves, right? So we're gonna break the first six and then the second six,
oh yeah,
and we set that up, in through settings, right? So if you just run your stuff through your phone, totally fine, you can do it. If you actually use your computer you can actually create those individual breaks within your layout, right? So even you can go live on your phone and still use your phone as like everything for it, but then you just still come to the show through your computer and you can preset up, like I said, the half case breaks. So we did that with the B friends. We're like, oh, we'll probably fill this. It might take 6 or 7 hours, or whatever. We just in the nick of time at 9.5 hours, we had 3 or 4 people just come in and they're like, hey, you got 20, 22 spots left. We're just gonna go through and buy all of them. The community was amazing in that. And we're so grateful on that. But I even got to a point where I'm like, this is the first time I've ever done like a pick your character slash pick your team in this case. So what happens if I don't fill the second break? Because there's already a couple purchases in it. So you would just go into it and you can just hit the cancel button and it cancels and refunds everybody that was in that break, or you
yeah,
can move the date on the break to push it out. So you could come on tomorrow to try to fill it still and all that kind of stuff. We decided just to cancel it because we didn't know with our schedules the next day and that's why it would have been almost like always on next Thursday for us to do it. But we decided, you know, let's just jump on Sunday and try and fill it and churn this thing out. But yeah, they were totally helpful. I was asking them questions like, how do you do this? Well, and they're walking you, trying to walk you through it through the chat. And I really appreciate, the community taking time to do that.
yeah,
And this is where it comes back to us talking about community sometimes. Of, yeah, people might go out and buy a spot for someone or hold a card for someone or something like this. But these people that we've never met before were just helpful in more ways than they can ever know. And now I feel extremely confident going into other when we set up the qualifying lap break. We did that in 2 6 cases as well, or 2 6 box full case, or
yeah.
sorry,
10
10,
bucks, yeah,
10 boxes per break, and we did 2 breaks. And I felt extremely confident that
yeah,
if we can't fill the second one, I know what I need to do now. I can have all these options, and I can easily take care of that without having to disrupt our profits or give back everything or get negative implications from whatnot on our account. Because that was my biggest thing is if we have to cancel that break and refund it, what happens is whatnot come back and do they penalize you?
yeah.
Not in this case. It's really only on refunds or product not showing up or things like that.
But again, it was a matter of just asking the question. Hey, does anybody? I think we straight up said it during the break. Does anybody know what happens? Okay, clearly it's late. We're not going to get to this other
Right.
half case. Does anybody know what happens if people were just giving us some inputs as we were looking it up? And it was just, everybody was kind of in there with us to get it done. So it was nice, but
All I'm gonna say though, 55 characters.
it's a lot of
Like
characters.
once again, hats off, hats off to everyone out there doing Disney and things like that that have like a
Oh my
Marvel
God,
that have like
200.
200 characters. Like that is a marathon. If like if like I complain sometimes like why can't we
Yeah,
fill like 29 teams on a wheel that quick? Well, you know now you're just sitting there for 6 hours and you're actually, but you can feel actually really interesting when you start to get down, like right when we hit 20 characters left,
oh,
we
you
got
can
like under 20, you start to feel like,
the anxiety
well,
washing away.
well, yeah, well, it's not even, yeah, exactly. The anxiety up front, I'm feeling first, like, wait, how long am I going to be here? And
Yeah,
then it gets to a point where you're like, all right, we're way over halfway there. Like we are, like you can start to feel, you can feel those moments of going like, we're almost going to break this. And then like things just start to pick up, right?
yeah,
Um, and yeah,
yeah. So I think for me, I don't say negative take on it. Doing a product like that for me personally was, if we're doing a baseball break and it takes forever, we could talk about the games. We
right,
could talk about the players. We could say, hey, did you see Kurtz? Did you see
right,
Judge breaking DiMaggio's record? I mean, but for a new product like that, there was no stories to be told.
right.
So for me, I was a little more of it. I think the challenging part, but the fact that we were both in the room together, and then Brian on Friday night was with us, that was helpful.
Yeah.
But man,
Well,
doing something like that without a story, because that's what people enjoy, right? If they're just jumping into the break, they like baseball, so they just want to see some baseball cards. They
yeah.
may not be able to, grab any at the time, or they just may not want it. But you're talking story about a product that they get. But in this one, I almost felt like I needed. I don't know what I needed, but it just felt kind of like, all right, what can we talk about? You know?
Well, I found too with it that there was a lot of, people would pop in because like we made it really clear in our title too, like, hey, we're doing pick your team or pick your character, make offers, because what we were doing on that is I just want to let you know we were almost auto accepting on our side. If anyone made a 20% or less offer, we were just auto accepting it because we kind of built that into the pricing to allow some fluctuation, right? Because we know we're going to make some profit on one side, but at the other side, we might have to give up a couple of spots just to get things moving, right? Like anyone would, right? Like, hey, we haven't had, just let you know, on the first break of V Friends on Friday night, we went 2.5 hours without a spot being purchased. And that was
Two
people
and a half
popping
hours.
2.5 hours. And that was people popping in to, review pricing and all that stuff. And actually, one that came in like later on that helped buy some of the spots was just like, man, I don't know, like you guys have really pretty fair pricing on this. Like if you guys had 20 people in this show right now, I can guarantee you would probably be killing it or like crushing it with like just people picking up spots. But it was just a slow night, and sometimes that's gonna happen. But we saw that on Sunday. Sunday was, I don't think we went anywhere over 30 minutes without a spot being purchased or multiple spots, or people would pop in. You wouldn't even have to say anything because we just would have a sign up saying, hey, make offers in store. At one point, I think I even put on there like, we'll auto accept up to 20% off, and offers would come in and people would bounce off because they've got other things to do and they'll just see what card show up.
Yeah, and the the F1 break was similar. We had a lot of people chiming in saying, "Hey, you got your guys' prices are a little off. Prices are great," and just getting a lot of that community feedback. But this is the second time. Well, this happens all the time, but we had your Project Purple, where the community got involved in a way that we
Yep.
talk about it all the time on our show. The amount of people that reached out to help RJ get his Katie's albums was mind blowing. And then seeing the same thing with the free front stickers. I think people kind of realize, hey, these guys are new. They don't know the product like we do. So they gave us some tips. But the other thing about the V product, the packaging is unreal.
Oh yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Like the box looks like a super fractor.
Yeah.
The way it looked, I wish I would have kept one for a show and tell. But and then the bags, the card packs, you had to use.
So I got rookied. I got
Yeah,
rookied on that. So
they're so
yeah.
well sealed that They just people are giving you tips before you
Well,
did it.
yeah, so
Use
they're
scissors, right?
yeah, so with it because they're stickers and they're flimsy, right? And you don't want to bend it because there are numbered stickers in there and potential autos and all that stuff. Um, they were like, hey, you got to cut it. And that's what I've seen. I was in a couple other breaks. I saw everyone's cutting it. I'm like, okay, I get it. And that's almost like what they are too for the currency cards and the space cards. If you ever break any of that stuff from cardsmiths, right? Um, a lot of people cut the tops of those so they can just get them out easier instead of having to try to finagle the rip on it. So in this case, I did, and one of the people that was there that bought and was in the helping us out in the chat, and he was just like try it. He's like try it, like try and open
Yeah,
it, and you should be able to open
try
it.
it.
So I go to open it, and I can't rip through it because of the packaging. The style of paper is not a rippable style of foil. It's that easy, right? It was made more for the show and the shininess.
They suckered him into it.
Yeah, so that, of course, then they start just laughing at me in the chat. I'm like, well, I just got rookie hazed right there and
Real
brought it into
hazing
it. Yeah.
action going on. Oh
So
man, that product was, I mean, the card, the bags, and the box was just, it's unreal.
yeah,
It looks really good. But yeah, so it was a unique experience. We may take a dive into that. We may try something different. But I don't know. I don't know that I could do anything non. Again, for me, it's the conversation piece. So I'll be honest, I was struggling with it. The fact that Steph Curry's in there makes it a little easier because he's got the pose. The pose is in there on one of the cards, and then Gary
dialed in
Vee's
dog. Yet.
style and dog. Man, we could almost rattle off.
Back of my hand.
I know we
doing
could
that.
almost rattle off all the characters. But then Gary Vee's a sports guy, so you could tie in that conversation. But again, for me, as you're talking, that's what I
Yeah,
like. I
but
like somebody that's engaging and talking.
see, but what I did notice though is afterwards when we were shipping, I actually brought it up to Matt, like we when you do baseball, I'm not saying it's always this way, but it was like baseball is usually like 90% or 80% guys that'll buy the product. The V-Friend
Oh yeah,
stickers,
yeah, yeah,
it was almost like a 50-50 split. I was selling to women and men, and I'm just like, this is crazy. I'm like, it's like an everyone, right? Because it's not, specific to a sport or whatever it might be.
yeah. That was
Um,
different. Yeah,
so it was just interesting to see that, and like, uh, it, but once again, it just comes back to the community, and it's so kind of tight knit. I've even jumped into a couple others and bought a couple spots from some people that were in our break as well because it's reciprocal, right? You go in, you show support there, they come back to you, to help pass the word on that the show was good or not.
yep. And
Um,
they did that for
yeah,
sure.
I think in the second break we ended up sending 6 packages to Hawaii, and I think they were all like friends, and they were all just
And they were all telling
talking
each
crap
other,
to each other.
find that spot so we can get this thing break. It was fantastic. So shout out to our friends out there on the island. So,
Yeah. But like, so in all, we did an adjustment, right? Baseball is our main, and we did the wheel, and the wheel was okay, but we still took a loss. And when you do something like this, right, and you're putting more money into a product like this, the last thing you want to do is take a loss, even though, like Matt's saying, like to get up and running and going, to build your own following,
yeah,
you might be taking a loss, but your goal is to not, right? Your goal is to at least kind of break even.
yeah.
And at that point, you need to look at your box price and what you paid for and what your break even is, and that in the 13% or so for Whatnot. If you're on Whatnot or whatever other channel you're breaking on, and then kind of work back from there. Because once we hit, at least break even, it gave us a little fluctuation to go, okay, we can offer more deals,
Yeah.
or we can offer better pricing in certain areas, or combining stuff a little bit more.
We can
So it just
move the
opens up,
product, get a
yeah,
little more creative on how we do that. I mean, but here's the deal. We can go back to the episode we had Brian from Black Gold. He talked about it's a grind,
yeah,
and we kind of experienced that. I mean, we knew it because we've been doing it for a while, but we dive back in with at the level we are. It's a grind. You got to rebuild the audience, rebuild the trust. You got to put on a show, and it's a grind. You're not going to turn the lights on and
yeah. But it's also
double your money.
I immediately went back to Emerald. Emerald was like one of the first 4 or 5 that we
Emerald
had
City
on.
Ribs,
Yep,
yeah.
Emerald City Rips, and he had gotten to a point because I came across him and I got into he had like a 12 box break, like mixer between various products and stuff like that. Um, and like he had built up to that style of business, and like he was even saying the same thing of like you start with what you can small, and he's like I went in and I studied, I watched all of these different breaks
Yes.
and watched what worked for people and what I thought didn't work. And he built his business around doing essentially a pick your team style. So I highly suggest if you're just starting, to look at the pick your team or pick your character style, unless you can find a good, break price or recoup price at, something small at auction. Like once again, in these Marvel and Disney boxes that can have up to 200 characters, maybe you can just run, auctions at spots, and if they go for $3, it's going to average out that you'll make profit on it. That's still like a long time to fill, right?
Yeah.
It's all time value of money, right? So like, a dollar right now is worth more than a dollar tomorrow, and you gotta view that as your time as well. If I'm spending 6 hours now, is it going to build enough community that next time it's only going to take 3 hours a break, or something along those lines, and that'll come with consistency and like we talked about some.
I just ask questions and just get in there and get involved and give it a shot. It's
Yep.
about the 60% solution. Get in there. Okay, this seems to work, and then okay, that didn't work. I could tweak it this way, and you'll get better.
And
So, what, you got one more?
Oh well, yeah. So when we talked about running the giveaway, right? And we ran like the $40 card giveaway, and that really boosted our numbers, right, for a bit, and it got some new bidders in. But also on the baseball side, we ran giveaways with every single show, at least maybe between 3 and 6 giveaways during each show. And then it was just a giveaway to anyone that follows the channel, right, for us. Uh, and then we also boosted. Um, about $15 on 2 of the shows, right? Because with Whatnot, you can promote your show and it boosts it for X amount of impressions. And we just kind of usually do that to kind of get up and running. So when we did the V Friends, we decided like we're gonna do a totally different, it's like George Costanza, right? We get hired by the Yankees with Seinfeld. He's like, I'm gonna do the total opposite of everything I've ever done in my entire life. And he ended up having the most amazing day in his entire life, and gets hired by the Yankees, following after that. I kind of felt like that if we went in going, we do sports and baseball and we do wheel and we do this and we've lost money. Let's totally switch it up, do something out of our realm, which was more on the Be Friends sticker side. Let's do a pick your character, and let's not run a giveaway or run promotion. And we did that, and it worked out for us. In the end, we didn't have to spend that additional money, but like I said, did it would it have helped, reduce the time on that first break or the second break? Maybe, maybe by a half hour, but at the same time, we weren't necessarily giving up some of that additional money if someone outside of who broke bought. So one thing we might try that we've kind of kicked around a little bit is next time we uh, maybe just have a singular card that we have posted, and it's just going to be a buyer's giveaway, and we're going to run it at the end. So then that way it's kind of like more of a thank you, but it might be a little bit higher end, right? Maybe it might be that $30 or $40 card of like, if
Yeah.
you get into this for a couple dollars, you have a shot at a higher end card that we'll send you. So
There's options out there.
there's so many things, and that's what I
There's
love about us exploring all of this. And anyone out there that's listening to this is you might be doing something totally different that you're getting results on that you didn't get results how we just got results, right? And this is what's crazy about it. It's like I want to be at that point where yes, we talk to breakers and we get that story of how they became that way and what they've done to get there and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I want us to be able to say we are doing this as well, and these are some things that are working for us at the moment, and maybe you should try them too and see if it's something that fits, your business style or your breaking ability.
Yeah, you never know what's going to work for you. I mean, you might have the magic touch on, might be able to deliver the show in a different way. If you do it differently than us, but we just bring the tips. But listen, RJ, talk about doing things differently. I don't know how deep you've gone into whatnot, and so I'm going to ruin some people out there's day potentially, or maybe well, but
Try me.
okay. Did you know the fastest growing segment right now
Wait,
on?
wait, wait. Can I guess it?
Yeah, yeah,
Fastest growing segment.
yeah. Unless you're looking at my notes over here.
No, I can't
Okay,
read that. Are you kidding me? I'm almost
80.
42.
You
I
had
can't see that.
uh, one of the faster growing segments, niches on whatnot. First, let me talk about one. I'm going to give you the first one because you're not going to guess it. Watches. Watches is blowing up. So if you
Really?
need a watch, jump on there. I, uh, I got sucked into a watch, and I'm not even in the market for watches.
Yeah.
I wear one occasionally, but I don't look at it for time. I look at my phone. But man, these people were selling, I'm not kidding, Rolexes and whatever these other high-end watches. They had this tray, it was all set up. Watches is it's a fast growing, huge thing. Um, they have the stories behind the timepieces, like who owned it, whatever. And they do a good job with it, but the price point obviously is high.
Wait, so is it almost like Antiques Roadshow, and they're like, "Oh, I found this and it's amazing," or it's more like, "Yo, turn and burn, we have all these
Yeah,
high-ends."
hey, this is um
Eli Manning promotes this one, and
it was that kind of high end stuff.
no,
But
of course.
the way they had it packaged was really nice. They had the watch and a number next to it. So basically, if you're interested, you jump in and say, "What's number 18?" So we'll pull it out and we'll show it to you. They wiggle it around and it's shiny.
I
And
mean,
it's $10,000.
there's two commercials in my life that I'll never understand. Two styles of commercials.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you one of them. Cologne.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't get
Cologne.
it.
Cologne
What
and
is-
watches. I just don't understand. Like, it's just like they're always walking around in a suit, and then they're like,
Okay, why does Johnny Depp have a guitar on the Utah salt flats with a wolf? How does that smell?
why doesn't he?
Why don't I? That should be the question. Why don't I? Yeah, you're right.
Someday.
Hey, I'm gonna call. Hey, RJ, guess where I'm at?
Yeah.
I'm on the salt flats with a guitar and a wolf.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
all right. So the segment that shocked me, and then when I went in, I got sucked in. I didn't buy anything because I don't know what I'd do with it. But what do you think it is? It's blowing up, and I gotta give a shout out to the people that are doing it and selling. Love them.
well, all right. Can I ask like 20 questions?
20 questions.
Is it
Go.
is it a collectible?
No,
No. Is it a home good use?
essentially,
Oh, okay. So it's
sort of. This should be a better answer by me.
yeah. Is it for men? For anybody or for women
Anybody,
specifically?
anybody.
Okay. All right. Um, I honestly don't know at this point.
Well,
Is it gonna be like tools?
no,
No.
just tell me. I mean, ask me one more question.
Um,
Come on.
is it a seasonal item?
No.
Oh, you had to think about it though.
Yeah, because we could have played a game with it, but no, it's not.
All right.
It's in all seasons.
It's probably gonna be shoes.
It's food and drink.
What?
It's epic.
Like
You have got
Like
to
you
watch
would-
it. It's almost like watching somebody go. Well, in some cases, somebody go to the candy store for you. They've got unique candy. Like my wife, there's a random place between here and San Diego. Sidebar on the story that sells a candy from her childhood. So that's now where we
wait, is it the candy cigarettes that actually blow the smoke?
No, it's not those. I wish I remembered the name of it, but now we get gas there. But all this unique candy that it's everything you can imagine. That's one channel I got sucked into. Then there's a guy and his wife. They make the world's greatest, of course, according to them, chocolate chip cookies. And they're just that the
Man.
energy and you were all
Are
right.
they baking it like while you're live too? Like it's coming right out of the oven, right into the box, right for you.
Yes, and he had that kind of energy. He was upselling it. Good energy, good people. But I
We got
was
chocolate
shocked.
chips. We
Like,
throwing nuts.
what? No wonder you're valued at $5 billion because you're like cookies, candy. But it's a trip. I challenge you. I didn't buy anything because I'm like, I don't really. I want candy over
Dude,
the damn store.
I'll have to check it out because like my daughter right now is on she's like I'm a connoisseur of cheeseburgers, right? And it's
Sewer.
and it's not even just like a cheeseburger. It's a very specific, jalapenos and jalapeno cheese and
So you're a cheeseburger snob? Is that what this is?
yeah, a little bit,
You know,
sure.
we're
No, you're always chasing the dragon, right? Of like you had that one burger at that one moment that you're like, nothing will ever beat this.
Okay, what's the greatest burger you've ever had, and where's it from?
I'm not gonna discuss that. I'm not gonna reveal my secrets.
Also, they're not, never mind.
Yeah. No, because I
What city was it in?
it was in various cities. No, no,
Let's do it.
it's time. No, it's time of. It's more like time of day, right? Like it's that moments when you're like super hungry and it's got to be fresh, right? So it's literally got you have to be at the restaurant when it comes to you. Like that's a huge thing, right? You get takeout and you bring it home, like you've already
Yeah.
lost 6 minutes on a burger, right?
6 minutes of
Fries
burger.
never hold. Actually, you know what? Anyone out there listening, if at any point somebody out there can create a container that can keep fries as fresh as they are when they first come to you from the restaurant, but in like a takeaway delivery, because they all like have it enclosed where like it rains down
Yeah,
from all the
sweats
steam
on
on it,
itself.
and then you get them like soggy, and you're like, well,
Sweats on
no,
itself.
what was
Hey,
the point of
listen,
this?
it's possible Clark did it. He got that special coating for the frosted flakes or the corn chips and
Yeah, you're right.
vacation. He got
Yeah,
that kept it crunchy in the milk.
yeah,
Get your fries crunchy. Just don't make them sweat. It's like a sweatshop in there.
yeah. But no, as far as
The
burger
pork.
goes, so it's more on the time and dependent what you did the night before.
I am just stunned that you're not revealing the greatest burger ever. Like you don't want to release it?
I know I don't.
Are you under some sort of contract with
Maybe I've
somebody?
got a website. Maybe I've got some deals.
What's going on? I'm a little shook.
Well, no, because everyone's got their own twist on it, right? Like I guess it's a
Oh, you don't want
it's
to
a
you don't want to be shamed about your burger choice?
thing. But anyway, back to this, reeling it back in. So actually, my daughter's on this chocolate chip cookie kick, so I might have to
Yeah,
check this out
I forgot what we were talking
because
about.
like the other day, out of nowhere, she's just like, you know what? Out of all the chocolate chip cookies I've had, McDonald's are still the best when they're fresh. And I'm like, really? Like not like out of the oven that we have at home or
The
like
ones your mother and
another
father
store
slaved over.
or something like that. And I'm like, she's like, no, it's just consistent and it's good. And I'm like,
It's
okay,
consistent.
yeah. So
She's a little kid.
yeah,
Dad is consistent. I want consistency in my.
yeah,
Yours aren't perfectly round, Dad.
yeah.
Do better.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
They're misshapen. Anyway, check out the food. It's wild. It's all you know what, and it gives again entrepreneurs another platform to sell their stuff, and it's a no-brainer. You and I should start cooking cookies. Hey, next year we have a blank space here because we haven't, decorated. We can put an oven here.
No.
We can make cookies and talk
No.
about cards.
Do you see the defeat on my face? Do you see the defeat on my face already? No.
Come on, man. You just didn't think about it.
There's too many things going
There's
on.
opportunities. All right, I got more news for you. I think
There we go.
all right.
Anyways,
I typically talk about this on the zone, but I don't know what's happening. But year over year, trading card grading has dropped over 10%. August numbers just came out. I was shocked by that. Every single big name player is down.
you know,
People aren't submitting cards right now.
yeah, and I can tell you 100% why.
Go.
So I actually, to my left over here, it's off screen. I have a box of 60 cards that were just graded by PSA. It took 3 months and 1 week to get back to me. And,
How many?
wait a sec. And in this set of 60 cards, I have a couple P. Crow Armstrong cards. And when I
He's on
submitted
fire,
those-
baby. He's back.
See, well then it might pay off. But you know what? You know what happened? Submission happened, and then market started tanking a little bit because it kind of cooled off. And then at that point, you're questioning, did I make a horrible investment mistake in sending something in as an insert level that shouldn't have been sent in? Which I still make those because sometimes I'll like still grade some base cards and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm just like, oh, that's a player that should be, they'll get some pull, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time too, like, yeah, just that turn
Well,
time. Like I don't know, at the $20 mark for PSA to send it in to get graded. If you're gonna wait 3 months, just make sure it's a card that is gonna hold the value or potentially hold the value. Otherwise, it's a really great way for you to think about and going, well, I guess I could do the 20 days at $44. Well, now that's added additional money to your bottom line.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we got the grades back, PSA came back and said, hey, this is amazing. Here's card ladder pricing integrated. We'll give you offers on these cards right now. And I was telling them, I'm like, I want to almost submit the next submission just going, I'm going to sell all of these cards to PSA because they'll give you 80% of what the comp value is via card ladder. And I still got to research that a little bit more because are they taking an average comp value from card ladder? Are they taking hey, here's the last 3 or 5 and we're averaging them together? I got to look at that a little bit deeper to
Yeah.
see if it's worthwhile because, at that point, and no matter what, you're still getting that card back, and then you still have to turn around and sell. And unless you're doing like a single show that might have a good enough following in it to bump a couple extra bucks, you're just gonna get murdered on fees putting them up on eBay.
Well, I will tell you, Pete is on fire.
All right.
In fact, just absolutely raking right now. So hopefully he's back. But
Well, I mean, even like Brian was
sat
telling
through
us,
his cold stuff.
yeah. Well, Brian was gonna tell us too. Like Colson Montgomery was like since the All Star break, it's like he
No, he's the guy.
just like overtook Schwarber for most home runs hit in whatever span or something.
Yeah, the first month.
You like guys like my facts? Yeah, the most home runs hit in whatever span over by some player that did some things on
Yeah,
Thursday
That's what we
night.
do here. Facts, data, and real news.
Capital PH.
All right, RJ. First episode is kind of in the books here, right? For the room.
Wait, let me do a
Do you want to?
a turn. Yes, it is, Matt.
Yeah. So we clearly need to fill this hole.
Oh yeah.
So
What?
if you've been listening to him, we hope you have. Welcome back. If you haven't, welcome in. But we have a thing here behind the brakes, and we're going to close with this tonight. Today, I say night. I don't know when you're listening.
It's
But one step at a time. We talked about 60% solution. We needed to be in the same space. We needed to have all of our equipment here so we could just come in, turn the lights on, do our thing, or break, and we're there.
yep.
But the walls aren't decorated. But we have a challenge. The 50 card behind the brakes. Malfunction on the
We're good.
arm.
Nope,
Okay.
nope.
We're doing each of us gets 25 cards. We have to sell the card to the audience, to each other,
Oh,
as it goes
yeah,
it
baby.
goes on the wall.
Oh
And
yeah.
RJ's confidence is pouring out of his soul for the
Yep.
last 2 weeks now. He's been excited.
Oh man, I've been sitting
the
on this
first card
Yeah.
for the wall.
All right.
RJ,
All right. Do I show it or do I tell the story first? What do I do?
you can do whatever you want.
Talk
But
to me,
I will
dude.
tell you that I am the first one to spill on this table before RJ got here. I may or may not have spilled a beer all over this table, and I was laughing so hard because that's the kind of week I've had. But hey, it's not
All right. So our camera's a little bit
away.
far away, but we will post a picture of this on here. So
Slice it in there. We've got editing skills.
all right.
Go
So
on.
we're doing all graded cards, right? So you can see I have a black envelope in my hand. I feel like I'm at like the Emmys or something.
No.
I'm gonna rip over and the winner is
Hey, you got a microphone.
yeah, exactly. Whoa, yeah.
You want to congratulate anybody? Like, hey, all of the nominees.
Well, I'd like to thank my producers and my family and my co-hosts.
This is a moment. This is the first card of the wall.
Oh goodness. I don't know if that.
Dude, are you getting excited?
Oh, I am.
Okay.
I am. I don't know what to do first. I don't know if I should tell the story, but I think I
Tell
should
the
show
story.
you. No,
Oh.
because the story. All right.
Hey, there it is.
I did. All right. So I'm gonna have to pull
Well,
my
you
phone
want a
and read the
box?
story.
You want to get up on something with a megaphone?
You know?
Hear ye! Hear ye!
Everyone in the back, just so you can hear me. All right. I'm gonna start. This is a PSA 8.
Okay.
1986.
Oh,
Fleer.
hold on. Oh, Nikes. It is not. There's no way. There's no way.
1986 Fleer, PSA 8. You want to take a guess what it is?
Him.
It's he, him. No. This is Mickey Hatcher.
This is like I'm talking to Gary Vee at the National again, and his bottom of the ninth rent.
This is 1986 Fleer, Mickey Hatcher, PSA 8. This is the big glove card.
Okay. We'll throw that up right now.
All right. So Matt and I think, are taking a two different.
No, we're not. We're not at all.
All right.
You're wrong,
So-
except for my first.
I'm going to show you so you can see it here at least a little bit. But I will put a picture up on.
Yeah, we got
screen
it up
a bit
there
bigger.
right now.
So the 1986 Fleer Mickey Hatcher card is, if you haven't seen it, it's a sight to see. He is playing for the Twins, and has the world's largest glove on his hand. Like this thing almost takes up 2/3 of the card. That's how big it is. So here's the backstory towards it. Hang on, and all right. Uh, Here's the story on how the giant glove made its way onto. This is from CBS Sports as well, so I don't, take away from anyone doing the reporting in this. Here's a story on the how the giant glove made its way onto the Fleer card. An unremembered company brought the glove to the Twin Spring training site in Orlando. Quote, I picked up the card, I picked it up, and the card guy just happened to shoot it when I was out there playing for fun, Hatcher told ESPN. I said, get a picture of me with this glove because I need all the help I can get. Best line ever, right? So this is literally just him saying this is all that moment, right? You get to relive this in the card. So according to one internet source, Hatcher eventually became the owner of the giant glove. He carted it around, giving himself an ever-ready prop to be used before and after games. I can only imagine the pregame spectacle of Hatcher shagging fly balls while wearing a gigantic glove. The feat that would have made for just pretty much anyone just in awe. According to legend, Hatcher once made 2 errors in a game, and then, in honor of his defensive malprops, he bounced out of the dugout wearing the giant glove, proudly displaying it to the fans. Hatcher's manager might not have appreciated the self-deprecating gesture, but the fans at the ballpark surely did. So, if you have not seen it, go to eBay, go just online, whatever it might be. 1986 Fleer Mickey Hatcher. It is a sight to have, and it is one card that every time I look at, I kept telling Matt, I'm like, I am just constantly smiling and laughing when I look at this card because something so ridiculous is now a piece of collecting history.
Love it, man. See, that's exactly what the intent of this whole thing was behind the
Oh, there you go.
the um the wall. Is we want to we want to have some fun, have some uniqueness, and I tell you what, man, you started off strong. So well played.
Yeah.
I
So,
love it.
and that's the thing. When coming into this wall, it was, players obviously that would be MVPs or like change the game or whatever it might be. So I'm taking an all around approach of like, yeah, I'm gonna have some all stars. I'm gonna have some people that are like, all right, he's definitely a Hall of Famer, or he did this one thing in history and is remembered for. But you know what? You can't forget the silly stories and the parts of the fabric of what the game is, right? And especially during baseball, you're sitting there for 9 innings, you're just trying to sometimes fill a void, and someone's got a giant glove laying around and you're just gonna go out and play some catch with it. Like
Yeah,
I just want to know the weight. How can you like
that's a
sustain
lot
the
of
weight?
leather. That's a lot of leather. That thing is gigantic.
So Mickey Hatcher, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for getting
man.
our first card on the wall.
I'm stoked, man. That was a great one right out of the gate. So props to you, RJ. All right, man. Well, hey, we're here. We appreciate you listening. This is where we'll be from now on. We have plenty of room to put a bunch more cards there. Who knows what we're going to do? But thanks for listening,
Uh,
RJ.
yeah, thank you as always. Welcome to the new studio. We are here.
Let's do this.